The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The Book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered! 12 covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It's a Monday. Welcome into another episode of The Bostonian versus The Book. Dave Sharapan, The Book, Matt Perrault, The Bostonian. We are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus The Book. Same handle for Twitter X, replayed on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM, channel 159. Did you watch our replay or our live show? You can go back and watch the replay of our live show last night. Watch along party. First time ever us doing that. Was fun, Dave. How are you on this Monday? We got a lot to talk about, including, well, Mike Tomlin just signed a 3-year extension.
So funny. I just got a text. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here in the chat. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Good number yesterday of people watching us do the live show on a Sunday. I'll watch along. I got to tell you, you look a little bit different today.
Yes, I do.
Yesterday,
More
lights were
professional.
a little mood lighting yesterday. You were showing some leg. You were curled up on the couch, chilling out, watching a basketball game.
Nice.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better, if you didn't see it, you should probably go back and watch it just to, catch a glimpse of Perrault's calves. They're pretty nice looking.
Oh, no. Rainmaker's mad. He's mad.
Why?
Because Tomlin got brought back.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if people feel good, bad about that. We'll ask that when we get to it later. Some football stories and things like that. Brigade proxy store today. You guys know the deal. But, yeah. Go back and watch that. That was fun. This just in, the Celtics won. The Celtics are up 2-0. And we'll worry about duck boats and things like that. I mean, is it over?
Boston went up 2-0 yesterday, right?
Yeah. And over? You saved that for today. One word, and over.
What's the shirt say? Boston's up 2-0.
And over.
And over.
The series and over?
The series 2-0 and over.
Unbelievable. I got an N on mine. How about N? No?
No. Will the Mavericks win the finals? No. The N is for no.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just a matter. I said it last night. I went on Sports Grid. They put the clip out. I had a great statistic from a guy from the AP. 31 of the last 35 times the team won the first 2 games. They won the series. So
2016 was the last time it didn't.
Yeah.
0-2 team won. So it's been 8 years. It's been a while. It's happened, but it doesn't happen all that often.
No.
Not that often.
I said it's the matter of not. The question is no longer who. It's just how many.
We'll get to it. Breaking news, top of the show, though. Dan Hurley turns down the Lakers to stay at UConn. He's 0-4 in Creighton, by the way. Taking on Coach McDermott at Omaha. He's 0-4. Never won there. So circle that game on your calendar. That's going to be a hell of a basketball game. Why didn't the Lakers offer more money? $70 million.
Can we get Jeannie on the phone? Can we get Jeannie Buss on the phone or on the show? Who should come on and that? We can ask her. Palinka.
They went cheap. It's weird. Greg Popovich is $16 million a year. Rumor is they didn't beat Greg Popovich's number. Cheap ass team. Cheap ass team.
Cheap ass team.
Yep, I'm with you. Absolutely.
So
they went cheap.
6 and a 7, 1, 1, 0. So that's $11 million a year. 11.5. Is that
correct?
Right?
He's making 10 at UConn.
Interesting negotiation.
Did you actually want him? Did you just want the publicity? Were you using it for leverage? Because he used the fuck out of you for leverage. That's what he did. He just went ahead and went, okay, we're going to use that. UConn. Hey, by the way, $11 million. I want 12 to stay. Okay, done. I mean, it's just I have no idea what the Lakers just did, except they are an absolute clown show of a franchise. If you actually wanted him, I'm not sure they wanted him, but if you wanted Dan Hurley, you flew him out there. That's why I always thought it was weird that he was talking publicly as much as he was, like he was leaking it out, that he told the team, hey, this is real. I'm looking at it. I was like, why would you do that if you were seriously?
We don't know what he told the team. He's like, guys, I'm going to fly out to California and talk to these guys. And I'm just going to tell them that I'm interested and wait to see what they say. But I'm probably coming back. So hold it down for the weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Get a free trip to LA for a little while. I'm going to go to the West Coast and have a couple of dinners. I'm going to have a couple of dinners and come back and watch what I do to the administration. We're going to get ourselves locked up for a long-term deal. I ain't going anywhere. I mean, what is that? The Lakers are it's JJ Redick. They're going to hire JJ Redick to be the head coach of the Lakers.
Wow. It gets better by the day. Like, we had enough content with it possibly being Hurley, but I don't know. As a fan of the sport of college basketball, I'm excited actually that he stayed. I'm good with it. I know you don't like UConn or Connecticut, period. Although you wore the Connecticut money line shirt last week
as a favor.
Emerson's,
yes,
yeah,
it's a gift.
They got to be elated. Like, our guy's staying. We're going to win 3 in a row. I didn't even look at the odds, but my God, they have to be obviously.
Odds on favor going into the year to be the
odds
favorite.
on favorite.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
What does this mean for the Lakers? The Lakers head coaching job.
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it.
What does that say?
JJ Redick is going to be their head coach, and I am completely okay with that experiment. I want to see it. Like, let's watch. Let's just sit back and go, okay, player to broadcaster to coach. It sometimes works. Steve Kerr. It worked for Steve Kerr. So can it work for JJ Redick?
Announcing a little bit more longer. No,
correct. Oh yeah, he was older, more seasoned. He was a pop.
And not that I'm saying or besmirching JJ Redick at all. I have no idea if he's going to be a good coach or not. It would just be a very fast progression for the one you just described, for him to be the head coach of the Lakers right now, who are, I don't want to say playing out the string, but realistically not challenging for a championship right now anytime soon.
No way. I mean, Steve Kerr also was a Pop disciple, so he was on benches. He learned. He learned under Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
like, he had some seasoning. Like JJ doesn't really have that. So, I mean, look, the Creighton UConn games in the Big East this year are going to be absolute wars. I cannot wait. It is going to be absolutely epic. I think I'm going to try to effort ourselves to get there for a UConn
is the
Creighton
schedule
game.
Out?
Not for the conference. We know who they're playing in the non-conference.
Right.
We don't know the conference schedule yet. So once the Big East, probably September.
Omaha in February sounds wonderful.
That's not
for a basketball.
It would be worth it though. I'm telling you, like, for your first experience, it's either that or we go in like December for the Kansas game. Kansas at Creighton's going to be bonkers.
Right.
That's going to be, I mean, KU's played there in NCAA tournament games, but never against the Creighton Blue Jays. I mean, you're talking about a hot ticket in Omaha. That's a dream. I mean, the Jays playing at Fog Allen. Yeah, that makes sense. Kansas at Creighton is like, wait, what? On the road, Bill Self is coming to town? Okay, like, let's go. It's going to be interesting to see how college basketball receives this, because you made mention of it last week. You said, is this like the end of college basketball? If Dan Hurley decides, I don't want to be here, who wants to be in college basketball? So he's choosing to stay with all the NIL crap and everything else. So does college basketball like hold that up and say, see, we told you we're fine. Like, you know, our best guy is staying.
It can only help he's playing a different game with UConn basketball. The kids come to him.
Yeah.
He just has to answer the phone. Not that he's not recruiting and not that he's not talking to people and trying to bring people from different places and got
Right.
all of that. He's doing it. He does it very well. Results show you that. But he doesn't have the struggle that, our guy did that was at Western Kentucky.
Lutz. Yep.
Lutz has got a little bit of a different situation.
And now Lutz is the head coach of OKC. Sorry, OK State. Sorry, OK State.
Oklahoma State, yeah.
Yeah, he's a cowboy. He keeps on teasing him. He keeps on posting pictures of him with like cowboy hats and like all these guns and orange. They keep on teasing him. It's like, what the? Like, what is this, coach?
He's from Texas, though, right?
He's
born and raised in Texas.
Yeah. He's so
it's not that big of a difference.
No, it's just funny. Like I've never seen him as a cowboy. Like he's just he's a dude that him and I would sit around and just drink and have a good time and talk about nonsense together. And now he's a coach of Oklahoma State. So I told him, it was like, you have to do the show. He's like, different story now. He's like, we got to go through channels. Like, you can't we can't just go right to him.
We don't have to, we lose direct access, Lutz?
I mean, we still have direct access. We just don't have direct access to book. Like, we have to go to the, through the proper channels to make sure we can get him on the show.
I'm not really a proper channel guy.
I'm not either. I'm not either. So
you and I are very similar in that regard.
Just go right to the right.
We find a way in.
Yeah.
We drive our own road. And if we don't have a road, we just pave our own way. So that's going to be interesting. Well, that's good. I don't know. We got a bunch of people showing up now. This is the lunch rush. Dan Hurley, you guys, are you surprised? Yes or no? That he stayed? Put it in the chat. Yes or no? I don't think. I personally am not. I was kind of rooting for this. The content would have been amazing had he gone to the Lakers, but I didn't really think that was a good fit, P-Roll.
Well, East Coast guy on the West Coast, and as you said, money cures all ills. That's true. His wife, she supposedly wasn't too keen on the idea, but if you pay him $20 million a year, okay. Like, the thought was he was going to make $100 million. Like, the Lakers were going to make him the highest paid coach in the NBA. And that didn't even come close to happening. Like, so it was a compelling offer, but that's kind of like a go fly a kite when you hear a guy say compelling offer, great offer, love the opportunity, goodbye. Like, he wanted a bag. Not to say 11 million isn't a bag. He wanted a Brinks truck, and you weren't backing it up.
Well, 11 million doesn't even guarantee you're going to make it to the end of the contract. Like, you're going to get paid, but if this don't work and blows up in 3 years, you're out. And then there's buyout, this, that. He's winning almost every game in Connecticut.
It's a fair point, Goroff. Offered till neither side was really too serious. I think that's true.
Good call, 1 star.
I think that's true. I think that's true. I think it was just sort of like a, let's talk. Let's see if there's some like amazing moment where we all of a sudden fall over ourselves, and it tells everyone else the Lakers are going to pay $11 million a year. Some coaches are going to go, yeah, no thanks. To go deal with LeBron
for that, right? Like, there's so much more than just coaching basketball.
Yeah, no thanks. And those taxes on top of that. I mean, you're going to walk into the top tax bracket in California, and they're going to hammer you. Like, it's $11 million a year, but no, it's not. It's more like 7.
Right.
They're coming, you're going to pay absorbent taxes to make that. Like, in Connecticut, they have taxes, but not like that. Not California taxes.
As you get older, too, somebody put it in the chat. Who was that? Floodhouse said he's close to his father, too.
He is. And brother.
That's a lot of things to consider. People are people, even if they make $20 million a year.
Right. Happiness is a key. Like, where are you going to be the happiest?
Right.
So
being fourth in the Pacific Division in the NBA doesn't really feel like that would be happy.
And you have LA media, LA fans all over you all the time. When are you going to win? When are you going to win? When are you going to win? Oh, hey, did you notice that my star player is, aging rapidly in front of our eyes? And, we've got no money to spend on role players, and Anthony Davis can't stay healthy, and we're not a destination anymore, guys. Like, no one wants to come here anymore. Like, you're asking to have Rick Pitino in the Boston Celtics.
Was that a good time for the Celtics?
It was the worst time. One of the most famous quotes in Celtics history ever was said by Rick Pitino. He said, Larry Bird's not walking through that door, guys.
Yeah.
And everybody in Boston was like, no, but it's your job to find the next one. Like it was, and he was from the region. He played at Providence. I mean, he was a local guy. Like he was supposed to have been the savior that came in, and then Len Bias and everything else that went down and all that. It was an awful time for the Celtics. But he left college where he had been uber successful at Kentucky for a chance to coach the legendary Boston Celtics. And it was a disaster.
Probably got paid a lot of money to
leave. He did, but it was a disaster. I mean, Rick wasn't a horrible coach for the Celtics.
And he's been going back and around. I mean, he's coaching at St. John's. I mean, it's a long cycle. He went to Louisville.
Yeah.
Did what he did. I mean, there's a lot.
Which Iona. I mean,
if you're
2-second
Dan
Rick
Hurley, you don't leave for the Lakers. Does this make it where it's pretty known now he ain't leaving for nobody?
Yeah, they got their guys. It's Gino and it's Dan.
Right.
They ain't going anywhere. Their men's and women's basketball coaches are cemented for a long time.
Right.
That's good news for UConn. I mean, if you're a UConn fan today, you are absolutely ecstatic. You're keeping a guy who's going to keep your program in the top 10 for the foreseeable future. He's a young guy who's got it absolutely rolling.
I'm thinking of like college coaches that, they kicked the tires with Coach K at one point, like and talked, and he would leave for the Knicks. Flumhouse, I don't think he would.
Here's the problem. According to many people, dream job. I think he's right about that. I think it is. They think that is it's NBA. I think Flumhouse is right. I think Hurley wants the Knicks job if it's going to go to the NBA.
Wow.
But the problem is the Knicks, according to Jeff Goodman, their brass does not like Dan Hurley. Personally does not like Dan Hurley.
Oh, well, then that'll never work.
So it's never going to happen. Like it's for as long as the current iteration of the brass for the Knicks are the ones running it, Dan Hurley's not getting the Knicks job.
Oh, yeah. Then that's that. If the suits don't like it, that ain't going to work.
So 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the line, maybe, and Hurley might be still coaching or wanting to coach then, and maybe he does take the Knicks job then, but it's not happening anytime soon.
Okay, that was ultimately what I was going to ask, because I remember I wasn't at Penn State, but I remember when Joe Put turned down the Jets, like they kicked the tires on him and said, and he was like, I like where I live. I like, the kids, the constant change. You see a kid start as a freshman, as a kid, grow into a man, all this other stuff. It's a different beast. It's the same game, but it's a different beast. I was just curious. I thought this like kind of took him off the market for the NBA, but I guess if that's his dream job, the Celtics aren't going to have a head coaching position available for a while.
Long time.
Yep. So
long time.
I don't even know who else it would be.
Philly?
That would be, that's it.
Yeah. New York, Philly. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah. I doubt he takes the Brooklyn Net job.
I don't think so. But again, so who's breaking the bank for that? That Brooklyn spot is tough.
Disaster.
The other
spot.
Team in New York?
Yeah, no thanks. It's a bad situation. And the Raptors, he's not going to the Raptors. So those are your 4 Northeast teams. He's not going up there. Not happening.
Yeah.
All right, what happened this weekend? Well, first, let's start with last night. Boston goes up 2-0 on Dallas, 7-point victory. Some books got sided because it opened at 7, dropped to 6.5. Number falls 7. What have your fellow bookmakers told you about what happened last night? Bad result?
Wasn't ideal. It's not ideal when it falls 7 and it was 6.5. If it falls 7 and it was 7.5, the rhombuses and the parallelograms get the side. When the public gets the side, and anyone that may have helped them by buying the 7 gets a return, a refund, that's not the best. Like Louis Domingue said for the Penguins when he tried that pork fried rice or whatever it was. He said, not the best result. Good result for Celtics series bettors. Great spot to be in. Minus 10-1 now is the
950.
Yeah, it's
minus 950 for Boston. But because it is the way that fans are going to be, everybody in Dallas are wearing Maverick colors. They are all whining. about this play at the end of the
I
game.
watched that. It's so funny. I didn't even see that in the rundown. He touched him. He didn't push him.
Yes, he put his hand on his back.
That's it.
So this picture looks like he's hitting him. He's pushing him.
He's pulling him.
He never extended his hand. He had his hand on his back, but no dislodging of the player is what the definition of a foul is. It's not a foul.
No dislodging of a player?
Yes, dislodging their position, meaning a foul if you're driving and I push you and you get dislodged, meaning your path gets altered by my physical touching of you. That is a foul. Extension of the arm, pushing someone to the extent that their arm is extended. That is a foul. Simply putting somebody or hand on their back is not a foul.
Have you ever been a basketball official?
No, but I've watched basketball and played it my whole entire life.
I know, but like that's a really we should see just. I mean, we're constantly looking for alternative sources of income and backup jobs and things like that. You'd be a tremendous official.
Yes, I'm with you, I'm with you, Chef Benny. Get the baby rattle, get the pacifiers, get the diapers out, get it all. Get the cradle rock going. Cry me a river. By the way, what was the score if he had hit that layup? You were still fucking losing.
Will, he's first again.
I'm second. That was my second F bomb. That was my second F bomb. You missed the first one.
I heard it. I was just
okay.
making a big
That's
deal
two.
about that one. Yeah. So
I mean, you're still down 3, even if you get 2 free throws, which by the way, you guys can't hit free throws to save your life. All right. So you're still losing. You're still losing. It wasn't the last play of the game. That wasn't the play to win. That was a play to cut it to 3. You're acting like that call changed the whole game. I've never seen things someone like, is this so fixed? Why is this like this? I don't understand. This is so embarrassing. Why the league? Such a joke. All you Maverick fans crying about that call. Seriously. Tuck it in and stop it. Like,
tuck it in.
Like, seriously.
Tuck what
is going on? Like, you guys have really
we tuck it in.
You guys have got to figure it out really fast because this is embarrassing.
Oh boy.
Talk about Kyrie Irving sucking. Like, let's talk about that. Not PJ Washington getting touched in the back, which again, if you want to call it a foul, that's fine. You got to hit the free throws. You haven't been able to do that. And even if you do hit both free throws, you're still losing.
Still losing.
You're still down 3. You're still losing. Yes. So stop this. It meant nothing to the outcome. You were going to lose and you lost. Period. Done. Over. Hit your free throws. You want to win a game on the road in the NBA Finals? Hit your free throws.
I think as quickly as possible, you have to leave what happened in Boston if you're Dallas. Like, I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to think about it.
Flush it. Yeah, I agree. You got to flush it.
You got to show up.
You got a problem with this dude. Drew Holiday's a problem.
Oh,
he's a problem. 26 points, 11 of 14 shooting. The thing that Boston all year, they've been the number 1 make and the number 1 take 3-point shooting team in the NBA. And they shot like crap last night. And they figured out the mid-range.
Yeah.
Porzingis, Holiday, even Brown, they all went to the mid-range. And they killed Dallas in the mid-range.
There was no answer.
Killed them.
No answer.
He's got
watching it live. We kept saying it. You kept saying it. Another one. I mean, we watched the game together with all the people in the Brigade and people that listened and watched with us again. Thank you. Did you really feel like they were ever going to lose that game last night? There wasn't 1 second, P-Roll.
I wasn't walking around. I wasn't.
You were so calm.
Yeah, I was calm. I was just like, this is.
I mean, at one point, I thought you were just hanging out with a photo shoot. You
right?
That microphone.
I was just hanging. That was a stress-free game for the most part. There wasn't a lot of stress in that game. There wasn't a lot of like, oh no, like what's going to happen? Dallas started fast. If Boston was down to -3.5 in game. So if you bet that in game after that 13-6 start for Dallas, you could have gotten a great price. It could have walked to the window really easily and cashed it. It just never was there. What I can't figure out, Dave, is the MVP market. Porzingis was 50, 60, 75 to 1, dropped down to 5 to 1, 7 to 1.
Yep.
Springboard's back to 50-1, and
Yep.
Holiday, who was 40-1, is now 7-1. What
The volatility is because you don't know the number of games this is going to be.
All right.
So you have to double move it, triple move it. If you're thinking, wow, or you take a bet at 50, you can't go to 40. I mean, it's not a move that you have to go to 20. And then you take another bet at 20, you have to go to single digits. Like it's so different depending on your exposure. But Holiday had a good game in the first game. He had a great game in the second game. If he has another good game in game 3, he's second choice. He is literally the second choice.
Wow.
Right now, it's Tatum and Brown. Luka's still up there because if they win a game, it's going to be because of him. So he has to be there. But I don't know. We talked about it before the first 2 games. We're still talking about it now. I would not have a qualm at all if he won the MVP right now, right?
Fair. No. I mean, he's Porzingis and Holiday, the 2 players that were not on this roster the last 2 years when Boston went to the Eastern Conference and NBA Finals.
Yeah.
I mean, they have been the difference makers. And Porzingis right now, we'll get to his injury here in a second, but I mean, you're talking about guys who have come in and have changed the game entirely for Boston. I mean, Holiday is an inside-out threat, and he's driving Luka crazy. Like, he's just all over Luka, and Luka's still scoring, but he's making him work so hard to get his points. And it's been awesome because we were doing it last night. I was like, let Luka score 100. Let him go. If nobody else scores, they're losing. He needs help. It's not 1-on-5. That's what it's been. Game 1, game 2 has been 1-on-5.
Which works. You could tell as long as it works, whatever it is, second quarter into the third quarter, and then he's gassed. He's done. And anybody needs to step up. And it hasn't, that path hasn't shown itself yet. If it's not Kyrie, who is it? Who is it? Is it Lively? Is it Washington? Who is it?
I don't have it. I mean, if I had a chance to ask Stephen A. Smith any question right now, I would say before game 1, you said Dallas is deeper than Boston, and you agreed.
Oh boy.
And you agreed. Okay. I need you to now talk to me about Boston's depth versus Dallas's depth, because Jason Kidd has no answer. He has no one to go to off the bench. He has no help. That is a huge problem. And Boston is running out Porzingis as a 6th man, and they're burning out. I mean, Hauser missed a bunch of open shots. If he gets those shots again in game 3, he's going to make them pay. He did in game 1. Game 2, he missed. But him and Pritchard off the bench are problems for Dallas. They're a complete change of pace. Boston goes from an inside team to an outside team when they come into the floor, and Dallas is not adjusting. Like, the dribble drive kick game for Boston when they have Hauser and Pritchard on the court is tremendous. Spacing is great. I mean, Jason,
movement in general with the Celtics is actually, again, I love watching hockey because of the patterns and the constant movement and this and that. And like Florida's first goal on Saturday night was just absolute artwork. Watching the Celtics yesterday with the ball movement, the different things, there was a couple, under little passes and stuff. That's some fun basketball to watch. It's not defensible when it's played like that.
And I loved in the post game, Drew Holiday went right to the podium before he was asked a single question. He said, all right, guys, hold on one second. I got to say something, because you guys taken a quote of mine and ran with it, because the whole comment about Jason Tatum versus Jaylen Brown. Drew said something to the effect of, when Jason Kidd said Brown's their best player because of what he does, and Drew Holiday said he's right, but he wasn't saying it in the way that it was taken. It was, look, we got a lot of really good players on this court, and he said, I'm really kind of upset that this has turned into Drew Holiday believes that Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum. He's like, they're different players. They do different things. They're both superstars. They're compensated as such. And we would never be here without both of them playing at the level they're playing at. So please stop this bullshit. and stop trying to draw me into this media created controversy, because as two people in the chat have said, these playoffs have sucked because Boston is sucking the life out of all the interest. So you got to find some controversy. You're searching desperately for clicks. You're searching desperately for storylines because everyone knows. And over.
Series and over.
Everyone knows already. So now it's, uh-oh, we what are we going to do?
We didn't even
manufacture
something.
We got to manufacture something quickly here. Celtics are 6-0 in the playoffs on the road. Jason Kidd. Yeah. Run with that story. Yeah. There you go. Front page story. Jaylen Brown. He's better. He's our best player. Who said that? Well, Drew Holiday agreed with Jason Kidd. Oh my.
So Wednesday's game 3. Spread's 1.5 Dallas.
Yep.
If Boston wins, game 4 is Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You're scheduled to work with me on Friday on Sports Grid for the marathon show.
Oh, it's a 4-hour show for us?
We're watching the game. It's scheduled out.
Oh. So I get to watch my team win a championship.
Which I don't know if they know.
They should know something.
So they don't know.
They don't know what they don't know.
So I am rooting so hard for Boston on Wednesday so we could have that possibility of watching Boston win a game 4 in a sweep, and you literally with your chest.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'll dress up something fun.
I'll
dress up something fun.
Oh yeah. So that's a little motivation to get this dub on Wednesday.
Porzingis was asked to,
and after all that, he froze right there. Don't say a word. Look at that. Mikey, awesome. Click. Gotcha. Snap your finger. You're back. Okay.
Everybody in Dallas is squeezing like this hard, like squeezing onto this topic. This is what they're holding on to. He's hurt. Porzingis is hurt. After the game, he said, "I'll die out there if I need to. I'll die." Yeah. Porzingis is going to Dallas. They're going down there to, fuck them up. Like they are going. Like I was so fired up when Porzingis. I was watching the post game and I went, he just said what? I'll die out there if I need to. Like
I
this
immediately
team,
thought of Drago saying, if he dies, he dies.
Yes.
That's the meme of the week, right? We're going to see if he dies, he dies. There it is, LL. You guys know, if you haven't seen Rocky 4, 1, what the hell's wrong with you? But 2, that's the line that I immediately thought of when I said that. We're going to say it all week. If he dies, he dies. Oh, sweep the leg, Johnny. Yeah, that's going to get at least we have a storyline for Wednesday.
Is he hurt? He's not hurt. He tweaked it. He tweaked the calf. Okay. Absolutely. He was limping. He was favoring it. There's no debate, but he's got 2 days to get ready. And Tim Hardaway Sr. was on Fox Sports TV today saying that Boston, his son plays for Dallas, by the way, saying that Boston's better without Porzingis on the floor. They shouldn't play him in game 3. Sit him down. It's like, really, dude? It's like, the ball moves better. They're a better team without him.
There are stretches where that ball does move better, but did he watch him playing game 1 in the first quarter? Like that was a surgeon operating blindfolded. That was perfect. That was like that. What?
Oh, Vinny, I'm with you. Rocky 4 is an unbelievable workout soundtrack. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is
so good. So hit the bag to that thing. I think that's a great workout tape. Workout. I had it on tape. That's one of my
same
first movie soundtracks on tape was Rocky 4.
Oh yeah.
It's tremendous. Tremendous
music was on tape. It was on a cassette tape.
Prior
to that, it was on an 8-track tape.
Yeah. I was not old enough for 8-tracks. I saw them, but I never owned an 8-track, but I definitely saw them.
Big. 8-tracks were big.
They're
like
huge.
The
carts, the carts. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they were. They were 8-track carts. Well, like 8-tracks. They had 8.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
8-track. Yeah. JPC the 4th. You know what I'm talking about. Claire, check. Come on.
Oh, what did I just get? I just got an update. It's got an update.
Tapes don't skip.
Okay. Interesting.
Put it in the chat, boys.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Look at that.
an
we got
8-track tape.
We got something to talk about after the show, me and you, on that text message. Okay.
Oh, great.
You'll like you may or may not like what I just got told. Okay. We'll see. If you bet Luka over 32.5 points last night, how pissed off are you? That's a tough beat. He had 20 in the first half. He ended with 32.
Sometimes these numbers are good.
Like, that's just running cold. If you had over Luka 32.5 points, you're just running cold.
Watching the game again, it's going to take he can't get enough rest minutes to sustain what he started with last night.
Yeah.
Like, watching it, you could see it live, like going,
he's doing these turnover things where he's just like throwing the basketball. Like he's
trying everything he got. He's
out of control.
Literally emptying the pockets, filtering the holster, whatever you say, whatever that word expression is.
Unloading the clip.
Everything he's got.
Yeah.
Kitchen sink, whatever. And yeah, that's a tough one. It happens.
It happens in the NBA Finals. It happens.
You lose a bet by a half.
Oh, that one. Okay, Luka. Yeah. Of course, it just stinks. But he took the blame for the loss, missing free throws and turnovers. The ball's in his hand too much, and the ball's in his hand too much because Kyrie Irving has been just bad. Kyrie has lost 12 consecutive games to Boston since he stomped on the logo. That is a nuts stat. 0-12 since leaving Boston. 0-12 since stopping on the logo.
Remember Major League when Willie Mays Hayes said, we should have got a live chicken?
Yep.
They need a live chicken to get that stank off of whatever Kyrie did to them, because that stinks. Well, there's one team, like we had a team in town we played. We just couldn't beat them. We just couldn't beat them. No matter what we did, we had the better team. We had the worst team. We had the younger team. We just couldn't beat them. It was something in here. You should tell the girls, just forget about the uniforms. The coach. Forget about it. And then when we did beat them once.
It's weird because Kyrie has notoriously played better angry.
Right.
And he's tried very hard to start this series. Yeah. And somebody in the Boston media speculated this, and there's no way, only Kyrie Irving, because only Kyrie knows Kyrie Irving. It's impossible to know the guy. But he's pretty close to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He had a good relationship with those guys.
Oh.
He didn't get along with the media or the market, but he got along really well with those two young guys, and he felt like they looked up to him. Jaylen Brown in particular looked up to Kyrie. And you just wonder that he's playing against them. He's playing it like it's a November game or October, like a December game, a December Tuesday. It's just okay, because he's so nonchalant. He's 10 for 31 on jumpers. He can't hit a jump shot to save his life in this series.
Does that change when they go back to Dallas?
Maybe, but there's no killer instinct for him. There's no, I'm taking a game over. The role players are going to play well. Dallas winning game 3, don't mind it. Dallas is favored in game 3. I think that's probably the right move that Dallas is set to be favored in game 3. Does this close Dallas favored?
I think it does.
Okay.
I think it does. I think they got the number, I think, reflects that maybe Porzingis is hurt a little bit.
He is hurt a little bit. We know he's hurt, but he's going to play.
I know, but I think it's a protective number.
But they can beat him, Dave, without Porzingis. They can. The Boston Celtics, with the 5 players that they're going to run at the Dallas Mavericks, are better than the Dallas Mavericks on the road. Better than the Dallas Mavericks. Porzingis makes them way better than Dallas Mavericks. He's just the sprinkles, the whipped cream and cherry on top. The sundae is still better. Boston Sunday is still a Jim Dandy. It's still better than what Dallas has got. That's a Friendlies reference for you guys who back east.
Pretty good. That went deep. That was a deep cut right there. I was like, did he just say that? Yeah.
A Jim Dandy was like the #1 Friendlies Sunday.
Right.
Growing up, they gave it to him in a goblet, a big, huge, this big, thick thing.
But it was cold.
Oh, it was ice cream. It was ice cream. Yeah, it was huge.
Oh, but the goblet was cold.
Yep.
That was the key. It wasn't a glass goblet. It was one of those
frozen
ice goblets that the ice cream did not melt.
Correct. So
Kyrie's melting.
He is in a bad time. It's a bad time for Kyrie. Yeah. So I don't think that I think Dallas can win game 3. Absolutely. I've been saying this is not going to be a sweep, but if Dallas does not get, as LL saying, if Dallas does not get a third score, they're done. They're done. Like you need a third. And I'm not talking like 11 points. I'm talking 20. They need 20 from a third weapon.
Give the boys and girls a poll right now.
Yep.
Who wins game 3?
We're
voting on Monday. The game is not till Wednesday. So it's just first thought. You're here hanging with us, watching the show live. We do this from time to time. Have you vote. Instantaneous feedback. Put it up. Who wins game 3? I voted. I'm surprised. I said it last night. I thought before we got off the air, I thought Boston would be -1 or 1.5. Because I thought I want to see if they take it.
There's a shot that closes there. I think Boston could wind up being the favorite.
Always one of my strengths in the book. I would have the closing number at the beginning.
Oh, wow.
A guy told me that when I was young down south. He's like, how'd you know it was going to move there? I'm like, I have no idea. I should have made that number at the beginning. Why'd you make it the other number? Oh, well. And then at some point, that's actually a pretty good skill. You still have to win the game, but you end up getting better numbers. I don't know where this closes. I'm surprised. This means more often than not, Dallas is going to win this game.
Yeah. They should be favored. I mean, I don't think it's nuts to say that Dallas wins game 3. They're at home. All the role players will play better. All the shots that Kyrie missed in game 1 and 2, probably he'll make in game 3. Celtics win game 3. Mavs win game 4. See, I flip-flop, Vic. I think Mavs win game 3. Celtics win game 4. Boston wins game 5. Series over.
If the Celtics learned anything, if they win the first 3, they're going to try harder. I think they just end this. Let's go. Let's be done with this. Like, I don't think they're going to have that lazy game.
Well, that's where I think Porzingis and Drew Holiday being on the team makes it a little bit different. Yep. Drew's won a championship before, so he's been a very important leader in that locker room during the playoffs. Well, Porzingis wants a ring more than anything, and he can get it against Dallas. I mean, he wants
that's a little salt. That's pretty
he
good.
Wants it. He wants it bad.
Good. Yeah.
He talked about it last night. He's like, I love Dallas. I love the fans. I grew up there. That was home for me for the NBA for so long. I mean, he wants a win. He wants to go down there and perform. I mean, I think he'd be like, cut my leg off. I don't care. I'm playing. I'm going to try to do everything in my power because he's in the NBA Finals. Like, he was supposed to take Dallas to the NBA Finals, and it couldn't happen. And he got run out of there. I mean, they literally shipped him out. They're like, goodbye. Bookie says pick. It closes pick.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Close it too. All right, to baseball. MLB, the players after the 2-game trek over to London. Phillies win game 1. Mets win game 2. Phillies should have won game 2. Phillies should have scored more than 5 runs in game 2.
Wow.
But that was a 6-5 loss after they coughed it up badly. My goodness, the bullpen came in and threw that game wide up badly. What do you make of that? They want not 2 games. They want 3 games. Too much downtime has been the number one criticism from teams and players.
It's a long trip. 1, 2, you're there. The players are there to play. I don't know how much of the festivities they can partake in when you have a regular season series there. How much longer are you going to make it? 3-game series, a 4-game series?
They said they spent 5 days there, so they're like, it's too much. Like that they want to be.
They were there not playing games.
Yep. On Friday in particular was the number one knock, saying we should have played Friday night. Play Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. They didn't play, and so they were bored.
Crowd looked like they were having a good time. We had Mikey Awesome on Friday from London. He went to the fan experience. Again, if you guys didn't see that, go back and watch Friday's show. Mikey was literally right there. He still had the wristband on from going. Will that get old over there if it shows up every year and they have 3-game series? I mean, like having a 2-game series makes that ticket a little bit harder to get. And it kind of makes it a bigger event, doesn't it? Will it get old if you, one, go to the same place every year, two, extend it out?
I think it was a really interesting game. I think the problem was that turf is like a Super Bowl. Like that turf is nuts.
And when you don't play on turf like they've all played on turf somewhere.
That type of turf.
But they haven't played on turf in a minute. It may be a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. There's still a stadium or two, right, that has it here, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
Changes the game a little bit.
Are you serious? This is unbelievable. That's tremendous.
Let's see. Let me read that. Big Business said the best shirt I saw during the London series, quote, the British blew a 13 colony lead.
That's really good.
Nice work. Yeah.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. And yes, DeJuice, that broken bet, Castellanos' broken bet, Squibbler, saved the Mets 100% and burned my team total over 5.5 bet.
Right.
Sack fly, and I cash. We're tied 6-6. It was weird. Yeah, I agree. It was straight. The London stadium is not set up for baseball.
Correct.
So that's why there's nothing behind home plate. It's just it looks like a World Baseball Classic game.
Right.
It looks strange. So yeah,
Harper hit a home run, celebrated like a soccer player, did
And
all
then
that. I think
I love soccer.
he just screamed it. I love soccer. Whatever. It was fun.
It was good.
I enjoyed the Sunday game. I got up
both
early. Nobody was up. 7:00 in the morning start Pacific.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. By the way, this just broke. I can't put it up in terms of like looking pretty, but I'll just flash it up. For those of you who are in the Las Vegas market, this is the team that gets to come here. This is the Athletics poll of 79 players that responded. What organization has a bad rep amongst the Major League Baseball players? Oakland A's by far. Welcome to Las Vegas. We're going to love you here. Can't wait to have you.
50% of the respondents
said the Oakland A's by far have a bad rep with the players of Major League Baseball. Can't wait for them to move here. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so fun to have the A's be part of this. The Dodgers took 2 of 3 against the Yankees. Did we learn anything in this series?
We learned that while I was out looking around at World Series Exact is that the Dodgers over the Yankees was the lowest odds.
Makes sense.
Available.
Yeah, makes sense. Odds
and
on favorite.
The Yankees over the Dodgers was the third choice. Hold on.
What's the second choice?
Oh, that's so weird. I just got a phone call and almost knocked my screen out. The second choice was the Dodgers over, not the Yankees. Who's got the next best record in the American?
Cleveland?
No. Dodgers over Orioles?
Oh my, really?
Is that possible?
It's possible, sure.
It was Dodgers over Yankees.
Yankees are 46 and 21. The Orioles are 40 and 22. The Clevelands are 42 and 22. Those are your 3 best records in the American League.
Yeah, it was Orioles. Okay. Those are 2 of the 3 best teams in baseball. That's what it told me.
I learned that Juan Soto could have really helped the Yankees this weekend.
Good call, DeJuice.
It's okay, JC from KC. We haven't got to the Royals portion of the show yet. Don't worry. It's okay for being late.
We have not. Yeah,
we got Kansas City. We got you.
Yeah,
so
trying to institute that every day.
Do you think this injury could become a problem?
Well, they're not the same Yankees they were with
their
him.
Their lineup is missing a gigantic pop. I mean, they're not toothless, but they're far less ferocious.
Guy came in and played for him, and they were chanting when he was at bat. Did you see it? They were chanting, "We want Soto. We want Soto,"
because he was a decoy on Friday. Because the Yankees because Boone thought it would be funny to have him stand at the top of the dugouts with his helmet on and a bat to try to make the Dodgers think that he was going to pinch hit. Like, really? We're playing games in June, Aaron? Really?
Well, it's the only time you see them. It's the only time you see them. It was a big event. I mean, there was a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and he pissed him off, and then Grisham went deep.
Grisham, that's right. Yeah. And then when he came up the time after the home run, at least the Yankee fans started chanting, "We want Grisham."
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I loved it. I love when those the Dodgers hosted the Yankees in the glory years.
Right.
I told the guys at the book, I'm like, you can tell whoever you want that I'm sick. If you want, I'm taking the weekend off. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, I want to go see Jeter and everybody in person. I'm going to take Jess. She's a huge closet Yankee fan. She loved Derek Jeter. Literally, Derek Jeter, bye-bye, Dave. See you later.
Hard to argue.
We got in the car Sunday morning, drove, had lunch at the beach, went to the game, and drove back just to see the Yankees. That's how big it was.
Nice.
I felt like it was that big this weekend in New York.
It's a big deal. A lot of Dodger fans there. A lot of old timers, Brooklyn Dodger people. It was cool. It was a cool scene.
Yeah.
Dodgers are still the best team in baseball when they want to be. They're the best team in baseball. Scotty Scheffler wins the Memorial. He triple bogeyed on Saturday, and he still went and won the Memorial. U.S. Opens this week. He is the odds-on favorite, like by a long shot, to win the U.S. Open.
My favorite thing about today is going to be my breakfast in my morning, basically. And I sat with a guy who's in the business working, and I said, "What about this Scheffler guy?" He goes, "You can't bet golf." He said, "Tired of taking good prices on guys." He's like, "My brother had one 250 to 1. You know, they tease you till Sunday, and then
nope,
he's got it."
Door closed. See you later.
That's it.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye. Appreciate you. Later.
Bam. And he's
so
got
good.
that makeup now where you talked about the triple bogey.
Yep.
That's almost like the next hole or the hole after that, he fixes it. Like he's like the mistake. What's a blow up round for him? 73?
Yeah, what happened in round 3 at the PGA? That's his blow up round. Shot 71, right?
I think it was over par.
Or 72?
I think it was 73. I'm not sure.
Okay, but it wasn't.
He ain't ever posted more than that.
Right.
And when he goes low, he goes low.
Yeah, this is a really cool stat. The Yahoo Sports uncovered for Scotty Scheffler. He now has, and this was his first win as a dad, by the way. He now has victories at Augusta National, Bay Hill, and Muirfield Village this season. Only 3 other players in the history of the PGA in their careers, Tiger Woods, Vijay Singh, and Fred Couples, can say they have 3 victories at Augusta, Bay Hill, and Muirfield. And that's for their careers. He's done that this year.
Wow. So, I mean, for the golf guys, do you try to beat him this week at Pinehurst?
I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, that stinks to take 3 to 1 to win a U.S. Open before
Tiger,
the tournament.
He's starting. This
is getting to be these numbers.
It is 3 to 1 to win a major is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous number. It's defensive. I mean, it's just a defensive number.
Well, it's a number that you could stomach if you actually lose to it, right? Like we used to. Someday we'll have Zanko back on when he can come on. But
he's not a felon. What do you mean? He was arrested. He was never convicted. We're in America, dude. We're in Russia, man. Just because you're arrested for something doesn't mean you're guilty of it. He's not a felon. Scotty Scheffler, all charges were dropped. He is not a convicted felon. That's word convicted. That's the important piece there. Convicted felon. He was charged. It's all been dropped.
He did hard time in the tank for
12 hours.
Yeah, but when you book this, like you have 120 guys say on the list, 5 maybe 10. You think, all right, we better really worry about them winning.
Okay.
You play defense, like you said. You're always playing defense in the book. The bettors are always,
right.
The Razor Blades are playing offense. They're just carving you and going. But you make this number Starting at 3-1 to win the U.S. Open now and not named Tiger Woods is, I wouldn't believe you. Now I believe you. Like now you know what? Somebody comes in and takes it for $5, we're going to blow 15. I don't know if we're going to get enough on the other guys. Let's move it to 2. You know, I don't know. He was 1 stroke up yesterday against Morikawa, and I turned on the golf, and Kendall goes, "Why are we watching golf?" Like, just let me see. Let's watch it for a little while. Yes, I opened my app, and he was 2-1, minus 200, and I went, "Yeah, I'm going to put him with the Celtics. I'm going to put him with the +7." Grading my tickets yesterday had to be fun because I had the side +7 with Dallas,
push on all
with
the
Scotty, and then I had Celtics money.
So what happens on a 3-legger? Those odds
pays as a straight bet.
Okay.
So if you have a $10 parlay that pays 26 or 20 to 2-1,
pays 9,
minus 200 and +7, $10 parlay would pay 20. Okay. Instead, $10 pays a straight bet, $9.
$9,
yeah. So
bummer. Our friend Trista just pointed something out about the UConn story. That's kind of wild. The contract that was offered to Dan Hurley by the Lakers was less than what the Pistons offered Monty Williams.
So they didn't really want him. Might have been doing him a favor, right? Put it out there that you're coming, and then we'll get more money out of UConn.
I mean, that's pretty funny that Monty Williams was offered a bigger contract to coach the Pistons. Lakers are cheap. It really is true. The Lakers are. Tristan just called them a poverty franchise.
It's a poverty situation. I don't know if they're a poverty franchise. I mean, Dr. Buss wouldn't do that, would he?
I don't think so. No, but
I mean, back in the day,
his daughter.
The Yankees are different too, right? The Yankees are kind of run differently.
All the kids are ruining the Yankees and the Lakers. The kids are destroying both those proud franchises being run by the kids into the ground.
That's wild. I mean, I guess Monty was already a pro coach,
but still, I mean, it's
what are you doing?
The Pistons in Detroit versus the Lakers in LA. You got money problems? You're in LA. What are you doing?
Wow. Things must really be bubbling behind the scenes there. Like when this all ends, they're going to become the Clippers.
It's another TV show for HBO Max. It's the Showtime season 3, the Ginny Bus era, when she destroys the team. Jason Worth, the former Major League Baseball player, had a unbelievable weekend. 17-1 door knock. Wins the Belmont. I'm on with Joe Ranieri on Sports Grid, and I flippantly said to Joe as we're breaking down the field, I said, Joe, like, we're not going to see door knock win this thing, right? Like, we aren't going to see the bomb of bombs, a 17-1 long shot. That ain't happening, right? He was like, no. We got 2 really fast horses at the top. The pace is going to be really quick out of the gate. The track has dried up. No way. A horse like door knock whoops. I should just bet it for the hell of it. Just said, let's put the 17-1 on there for the hell of it. Because I got 2, 3, 4 again, just like the Preakness. Didn't get the top horse. Lost on door knock, winning the Belmont.
This is a story of betting horses.
Yep.
I told you. I came on the segment after you said that. I heard you say it. And then we talked about it for a segment briefly and never mentioned door knock again until the race was done.
He killed all of us. He killed all of us.
You know who didn't kill? Alvarez. I stopped down at Circus Saturday.
Okay.
Alvarez, Shawno, Shawno the horse golf, Shawno the golf pro, I call him, but he's the horse guy. He had the exacta. He had Dornock was one of his horses. 1-2-6-10 over 1-2-6-8-9-10, something like that. He had one of the 4 horses he keyed was the 6, so he hit that exacta.
I mean, I have a video on my Instagram stories that American Racing put out. They had him mic'd up. They mic'd up Jason Worth during the race.
Wow.
It is hysterical. Like, he is squealing like a 6-year-old girl. Like, it's ear-piercing, screaming, screeching. Like, it's hysterically funny listening to Jason Worth. And he keeps on screaming, get the fuck off the rail. Get the fuck off the rail. He's screaming at the horse. And he's like, and the horse just like slides. He goes, yeah, go, go, go. And he just starts screaming and laughing. And he has this like high pitched laugh. And he has this long hair that's flowing everywhere. It's absolutely epic. It's epic video. You can go and find it.
He got the suit on. He got the long hair. It looked like, young Kid Rock. I mean, it was all hanging out.
Very similar. Yes.
That beautiful hat on. I loved it. He hugged the jockey, Luis, like he was a baby. I mean, he almost killed him. He picked him up when he got out there and picked up the jockey, was screaming, we did it. You did it. You did it. Like it was. And then I saw the post interview after they took the picture and stuff. And he did say it was like a World Series win. I mean, it's a team thing. The jockey and the horse do it.
I mean,
but
Luis
it takes
Saez,
so much work to get to that point.
But Luis Saez, even I know who Luis Saez is, who Luis Saez is. I mean, like he's one of the best jockeys of all time. And that's why I kind of that's why I kind of brought it up. I was like, come on, we aren't going to see like the jockey ride this thing with 17-1. Yep. That's exactly what happened. Yes. He picked him up like an adolescent. He
did. It was good for horse racing. Saratoga did an unbelievable job. It looked awesome.
It did.
Felica was there on the set, on the desk, talking to the other guy from, I believe it was TVG. They did a really good production.
FanDuel TV, right?
We watched it at home. By the time I got home, I said, you guys going to watch the race? And then you and me and Ranieri were on. I like it. I'm not a horse guy. You guys know I'm not a horse guy, but I still dig the horses, like the big events.
It's fun.
It's still
a fun race. It's fun. Look, you can throw $20 down. Like I did an exacta box for $20.
Right.
And I had 4 horses all keyed to Sierra Leone.
Right.
And like it's $20. It's a fun once 3 times a year type of thing. Like it's just, and it's a fun little 2-minute thing. I've bet money on stupider things. You've walked up and put more money down on a single hand of blackjack. Like it's just fun to do. It's a fun pastime to do. The problem is the horse racing industry can't stay alive with just that. No. They need the volume, and the volume's the problem. Oh, wow. Delco Mike hit the trifecta on the race.
Way to go, Delco.
Good for you.
That was great. That paid really well. Nice job.
Three
Delco,
something, right?
Mike. LFG is right.
$300 on a $1 bet, right?
Yeah, I got the payouts actually right here. Hold on.
It was 3,000.
Have you ever been in a winner circles picture at a track?
No, with a horse, no.
I was a few times. Just hanging with the guys at the track in Pittsburgh, and owners, and they're like, if our horse wins, you're coming down and being in the picture. So,
nice.
Like if you go look at the wall, a couple horses at the Meadows in Pittsburgh, I'm in a winner's circle picture. I have no idea what I'm doing there, but they're like, we're doing it. Go down there, take a picture. It's pretty exciting. So a Dollar Tribe paid $473. 610.9. Dollar Exacta paid $163.25. That damn dollar super, man. 610.98. $1. $3,200. Man, that's approaching that damn try from Rich Strike. Oh my God. I don't know. We've been meeting so many cool people from the Brigade and all this other stuff. A day at the track, if we could ever figure it out to get to a point where we did a show.
What race though? Where?
Well, I don't know if we could do a big, like, we can't do a Kentucky Derby. That's impossible. But like if we did a planned get together at Del Mar or Saratoga or something, like, hey,
by where our audience is, Saratoga would be the smarter choice.
Yeah, back east. We would probably get a bigger conglomeration back east. But yeah, that would be so much fun because you can have an opinion and everybody's kind of just playing their own thing. And you rush up to watch the horses walk out. And then I love being on the rail. I absolutely was a railbird. Like when I would go, like trying to convince the kids to go to Del Mar this summer. Let's go to California. We'll spend a day at the track. And it was fun. They're not into it. I don't know how do you sell horse racing to someone under 50 now, P-Roll?
You don't. It's really hard. It's really hard. By the way, in case you MMA guys care, Dustin Poirier just appeared on Ariel Helwani's show and said he's leaning towards retirement. So looks like he's done. So Poirier probably won't fight again, which is kind of stinks. So it'd be good to see him. I mean, he's had an amazing career. He's got kids and family now, and like go live your life, man. You've been awesome, but I would love to see him fight a couple of more times just because he's so damn entertaining. Right. All right, game 1 of the Cup Finals. Bobrovsky was unbelievable for the Panthers. 3-0 shutout in game 1. Man. I mean, Conn Smythe is his to lose if they win the Cup, is it not?
Just had that discussion with the guy this morning at the breakfast. If it's not him, who is it?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's him. Right now it's if he plays again like he did,
he don't even have to get another shutout.
Correct.
Shutout in game 1,
huge,
was enough. He plays the way he played at all, gives up 1 or 2, and they win 3-2, whatever. Edmonton dominated for first 2 periods. I was like, this, how are they only got 1 goal? Like, how are they not scored yet?
So what happens tonight?
Oh, well, it's the same game. It's the same game in that it's low scoring.
Okay. Like the under. Okay.
The market's on Edmonton.
Well, it makes
down
sense.
To 120.
The zigzag theory of
How can this be?
Easy. Like you just said, same game. The zigzag theory. I'm with you. I'm on same game happening game 1, game 2. Like Boston, game 1, game 2. Might be a 2-1 final, but I still think Florida wins.
So because it's so low scoring, the bad guys and stuff are betting the dog. Over the holy crap. Give the hockey head something to vote on, because they voted on the Monday or on the Wednesday game. Early look, Celtics 58%. Not Detroit. Dallas 42%. Does this game go over or under tonight? I think we get 85% on the under.
It's just the way
5.5 flat.
Because Edmonton's been playing under games. If they score first, they sit on it. So it's like it's tough. I think Florida wants to play.
Oh, you did the side. I wanted to see the total.
Oh,
Type
sorry.
your scoring. That's fine. No. We gotta pull up the vote for the side. Type your final scoring tonight. Just the score. You know what I mean? You can put the side if you like. There's Joel Allner. Hello, Joel. 2-1 Florida. Both teams it's going over. JPC sticking to it. Really? Both teams to score 2+. Wow. What did you see in that game to lead you to believe that?
4-2 either side.
Boy, you get 100% credit tomorrow if that happens, JPC.
Everyone's saying 4-2.
4-2.
5-3?
Mason?
5-3?
Ross Randall, what the hell is going on, boys? What are we missing? You and I
don't know. I 2-2 Edmonton in overtime. That's possible. 3-2 final. Sure. I can see that. I can't see 5-3. Who's giving it 5? 4-1's possible. 2-1, 3-2.
Probably 3-2. Yeah.
3-1 Florida. 3-1 Florida. Yeah, I agree.
I think both teams play the same type of game. I don't think either team takes undisciplined penalties. Again, you never really think that, but Edmonton switched the way they played in that Dallas series. They have to play, especially if they get a lead, a different type of I don't want to say it's the trap, but like they press with one guy for a check instead of 2. There will be penalties. Well, if you're right about that, but Bobrovsky's what's he let? He's let in 3 goals. I don't know. I don't see it. Wow.
I don't see it either personally. I think it's a 2-1, 3-1 win for Florida. I
Could
think
it be
that
5-4 Addison the wrench? He was so good.
5-4. I mean, that's a
What
dramatically
a hell of a
different.
call.
We'll see. We'll get on here tomorrow. If you guys are right, we'll give you credit. I don't agree, but I've been wrong before. Watch your speakers, boys and girls. By the way, has anybody ever said that that's loud on Sports Grid too? Is that just on YouTube that's loud?
I think the audio podcast notice it the most.
Well, yeah, because I see that spike. I mean, I can change it if I want. I don't want to change it. I don't want to change it. Two stories for you. The first is that Mike Tomlin has signed a 3-year extension with Pittsburgh. Steeler fan, how do you feel?
With the current quarterback situation, I'm glad that he signed a 3-year deal because this has potential to go not so good. And this can't be the way it ends. So let's not be a lame duck coach. Let's get the 3-year extension. I'm good with it. I'm good with it also, unlike some Steeler fans like Rainmaker, Sweet Lou from the 412.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just tired of the act, tired of the quotes, and I go,
wow.
Well, who are we going to replace?
Right. Like, be careful what you wish for.
Right. Like, hold on. It ain't always going to be like this. The guy never had a losing season. So, wow. Tomlin has got more of a pass than any coach in the NFL. Might be true.
What? Really?
Recent history hasn't been great. Mediocrity has won out. When's the last time they won a playoff game? It's been a while.
Well, I told you, Dickie. I said I put Belichick to the Steelers. That door got closed today.
Stop.
Mediocrity
at its finest. There's a lot of people that feel that way.
Is being stuck in purgatory a good thing?
Guys are rolling right now. You guys are rolling with the Brigade Proxy story today. 702-570-TALK.
Well, we'll see. As Dave mentioned, if you guys want to go ahead, and we have 2 emails, by the way, for those of you guys who did send those in for a Brigade Proxy appointment. We'll answer it. You already answered it?
No. Okay. I saw it while I was in the waiting room at the doctor's office.
We'll answer it. I'll answer it for you guys coming up. Once the show is over, I'll send it back. So it's July, which is great. Send your appointments in, guys. Say, hey, we're coming in this day, this time. Here's where we're going to meet you guys. You just dictate to us, and we will be there to sign you guys up. Email here, thebbbshow.com, or email us, or text us 702-570-8255. Met a really cool guy yesterday. We started the live watch along a little bit late. Guy from outside of Dallas, Jet fan from Dallas, which was kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah, he said I'm a Jet fan, and then he brought his wife. We got to meet her too. Like, are you a Cowboy fan? She's like, no. He talks sports. I don't.
Right.
And we're like, a Jets fan? He's like, yeah, from back in the day. And I was like, back in the day? Like, you weren't even born when they were good, were you?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So it's good to meet him. So 702-570-TALK, which is 702-570-8255 for that. I mean, do you agree with this, that they're the Pittsburgh Hawkeyes?
Oh, that's a low blow, Addison. You're my guy. Addison, come on. What are you doing right now? They look like them. They got the same stripes on the sleeves, the same colors. That was kind
Tomlin's the Aaron Boone of the NFL.
Oh, Leg Show Magazine. I hate when they're right. I hate it.
Thank you, Joel. It's great to see you here in Vegas. Appreciate you coming by and being a part of it for us, for you and your brother Flip again to be with us here for the second year of the Brigade Proxy Service. Thank you for all that. Steelers Nation, let's ride.
Oh boy, you guys are gonna have field day with this.
Ryan Ferentz is the new OC.
Oh, who said that? LL?
Oh, this is great. Wow.
Damn it.
Longest drought without a playoff win since the night before the 70s.
What?
Wow.
Is it really? Lou?
I like Tomlin, but clearly
He's
not
your coach.
It is not a well-received story that Mike Tomlin is going to be the new head coach.
Might change my favorite thing about today to your guys' rants and shots taken about Mike Tomlin.
The other story is a little bit more complex and complicated, but let me kind of unpack it here for a second. So there's a lawsuit going on right now for consumers against the NFL for the Sunday ticket. It's a $20 billion lawsuit that was filed 8 years ago that is just going to trial now, where it's a group of consumers who are challenging the way the NFL is distributing for the Sunday ticket. Essentially, they are accusing the NFL of collusion and accusing the NFL of dictating Sunday ticket prices to DirecTV, double dipping with Fox and CBS's contracts, saying you're already getting paid for Fox and CBS's contracts. So why are you adding in the salaries of your broadcasters as a reason for why you need to charge? At the time, it was $350 a year. It's a really big, big number. The problem is, and this is where I think most people who read this go, wait a minute, the NFL owns their product. They can charge whatever they want.
Right.
It's not actually the case because of the way that the NFL is structured, where there are 32 individual franchises making up the league. So the broadcast rights in each individual market, there are dollar figures assigned to it, and it's complicated. But then you're double dipping when you charge for the out of market. So you're saying it's expensive to broadcast in market, but then we're going to take it and go out of market. And what the consumers are saying is that you don't have to charge that much because you're already making the money in market. So go out of market should have been far less expensive, and there was collusion going on and price gouging going on by the.
Really?
Well, remember, who owns the broadcast airwaves? Okay, this is cable for the Sunday ticket, but over the air broadcasting on CBS and Fox is still owned by the FCC, aka the American taxpayers.
Okay. Sounds like something you talked about in the class.
Okay, but this is a complicated. This is a much more.
Hold on. Don't say a word. See, the last thing we heard you say without freezing was the FCC.
Yeah, so the FCC owns the airwaves, aka the American taxpayer owns the airwaves.
Okay.
So it's more complicated than just the NFL can set whatever price that they want because it's their own product. They're using a public entity. So they're claiming the cost has to be high because the Fox and CBS broadcasters are making a lot of money. And so we have to compensate our talent. Thus, the cost has to be high. But the consumers are coming in and saying, well, wait a minute, you're already making that in market. So your cost of in market covers your broadcasters. Why are you charging so much money? The reason why I bring this up is because if this goes the wrong way for the NFL,
right,
all of your NBA League Pass, NFL or NHL ice packages, all those could all be changed. And as we've seen it, and as gamblers, we use this stuff a ton to watch games we're betting on in markets that we don't live.
Right.
So the price structure might be dramatically changed because of this. They're expecting a 2-week trial, and Roger Goodell is expected to testify in this trial in Los Angeles.
Wow.
So watch for this because this is a huge deal.
What do these people want?
Money. They want compensation. They want their money back. They're suing him for $20 billion.
That's the number?
$20 billion. They're suing him for $20 billion. Yes, that's the number.
How many people involved in that?
How many people are involved in this? It's a class action
part of it.
It's a class action lawsuit, so it might be everybody that bought the Sunday ticket for 8 years.
Wow.
Everybody who opted into the lawsuit, who's a consumer that bought the Sunday ticket.
You've bought the Sunday ticket
every year for the last 10 years.
Could you live without it?
On Sunday? Absolutely not. No way. I'll lose my mind. Can't wait for my $2.17.
There's the number.
It's true.
I was thinking that, like, okay, 20 billion sounds great. You get $3.
Right.
That's what everybody. Everybody gets $3.08.
No, this dates back to only when DirecTV had it, Dejuice. This because YouTube TV's only had it for 2 years. So This is all pre. This is all pre-YouTube TV. It's still a lawsuit they had to pay, though, to the consumers like me who had DirecTV for a decade and paid every single year for the DirecTV Sunday ticket package.
Having all the games on one day, minus a primetime game here and there, makes this a really unique situation. There's baseball games played every day. The whole league plays almost every day.
Right.
Hockey, off and on. There's a day where the whole league plays, and then there's a day 2 teams play, but it's, there's games 8 a day, 6 a day, whatever. Basketball, again, Tuesdays light, Wednesdays full, weekends full. This is different than anything else.
Yep. So we'll watch this. I mean, this is an ongoing trial. So we'll see what the class. I mean, this is a $20 billion lawsuit against the NFL that has gone to trial, by the way, because initially it was laughed at like, come on, that's not going to trial.
Right.
It's gone to trial now. So there is, at least according to a judge in California, there is credence to this trial occurring in putting Roger Goodell on the stand to answer questions about the way they structure their packages. Because the allegation is the NFL told DirecTV what they have to charge for this package.
Inside job.
And
Boy, oh boy, the more I'm finding about the media stuff and the more I'm on the outside saying a lot of this stuff sounds like and looks like an inside job, the more I'm finding out that a lot of them are an inside job.
So, and the NFL cannot do that. They cannot set prices. That's price gouging. So that's
Sounds
the
like
problem.
what these media companies been doing with the ratings and the this and the that, and now it's going up. I mean, that story last week with Adam Silver with the NBA rights going up. It's really maybe they're telling the streaming services what to charge.
Possible.
Bing, boom.
Right. So there's a lot to this has more tentacles than just well, it's America. You charge what you want. Like, come on, this is a free market economy. What are we doing?
But
nope.
This is different, you're saying, because of the over the air stuff.
It's different because of their reasoning. Over the air broadcasts, they're in market, claiming their in market costs have to be covered by the over the on the DirecTV side Sunday ticket cost. So,
but there's 32 markets.
There's 32 franchises. So they're all individual corporations together to make the NFL. That's the problem. It's not that easy because you sign your local rights. You're in Pittsburgh. You're playing on the on the CBS affiliate in Pittsburgh. Right. There's cost structures. There's right structures. There's all fees being paid by that broadcasting entity to broadcast it with CBS that CBS has to cover. They provide the broadcaster. They're paying the rights. Like, it's not simply just the NFL controls their rights. They can do what they want.
It has to be an app. My head's starting to hurt.
It hurts. Read the article. The article is ridiculous. Like, you read all the different nuances because most people are picking out the opening statement that the NFL has read in court and said, well, wow, that is a really difficult circle to square that you're trying to do right now. Like, this doesn't make a lot of sense as to what you're claiming you have to do to justify the cost.
Full disclosure, I've never bought NFL Sunday Ticket one
time
in my life. I mean, I always worked in a book. I saw all the games.
Fair. So I'll read you this. This is from the Hollywood Reporter, who's really the only one reporting on this at the moment because this is a story that the NFL can blackball you.
Where's the lawsuit taking place, in New York or LA?
LA.
Wow.
During opening remarks, Beth Wilkinson, a lawyer for the NFL, pointed to the league's immense popularity, arguing that consumers are satisfied with its offering, saying she included Red Zone and NFL Plus. The NFL tried to provide as much football as they can to as many fans as possible. Why? Because that builds a big fan base. That's why Americans' favorite sport is football. They want to offer it to as many people as possible for the lowest possible cost. The clashing comes to the cost of it. Between 2012 and 2022, it was roughly $102, with DirecTV controlling the price, while consumers said the cost surpassed $1,300 a year because they were forced to pay for the network's TV subscription on top of Sunday Ticket. The consumer's case revolves around allegation that the NFL engaged in price fixing with DirecTV. In a 2012 email from the former director of sports strategy for DirecTV to an NFL executive, he wrote, "Let's make a decision in the room," and that the league 100% has agreed on pricing every year in a meeting just like yesterday. The correspondent indicated that the NFL annually secured advance notice of DirecTV's pricing for Sunday Ticket. In court, that's price fixing. That's illegal.
Oh, boy. Does that sound like you have a case counselor?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but this is
I know.
This is at least it goes to court. At least this is going to go to court.
Wow.
Because that's the truth, right? If you added up Sunday Ticket, you had to have DirecTV to then buy the Sunday Ticket up until 2021. So it was a requirement. So think about it. If my minimum bill for DirecTV was $100 a year. Or sorry, a month rather. So it's $1,200. And then I had to pay another $100 a month or a year to get the Sunday ticket.
Yeah.
Now it's really $1,300. It's not $102. It's $1,300.
Because you can't have one without the other.
You can't have one without the other. So the tying of the two, and then the NFL telling them how much they're supposed to charge for it rather than saying, hey, we'll give it to you for free. You have DirecTV, you get the Sunday ticket. That's why, and I never could figure this out, whenever I threatened to leave DirecTV, they gave me the Sunday ticket for free.
Right.
I would always threaten it every year. I'd come in and go, okay, I'm canceling. And they'll go, wait. Let's not do that. Let's keep you. What can I do? And I'm like, all right, give me Sunday ticket for free. Okay, you got it. I was like, how does that work?
Yeah.
That's why that worked.
Yep.
So we'll watch this. To baseball, Yankees. Here's for JC from KC. Lugo time with the Royals. Home dogs.
Good baseball game.
24-11. Royals at home. 24-11. Yankees on the road.
Rubber meets the road.
Rondon against Lugo.
I guess this is the Kansas City Royals portion of the show.
Yes.
I have to do a little deeper dive for this. I'll have to look for Sports Grid. First thought, though, over.
Really?
Yeah. It's too obvious. Did you catch what KC did the other night against Seattle? They were down 8-0.
Did you see the dude that was taking the victory lap? The tout that was running around doing the victory lap when there was 7-0 in the first inning? Got his nuts hit into it on a platter.
Donkey kick right in the nuts.
It was phenomenal. It was terrific. 7-0. I told you, Max, play. When I give out a play, watch what I do. Here I go. Blah, blah, blah. What happened now? Whoops. Talk about counting your chickens before you hatch.
Uh-oh.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah. This will be good. No, this will be a fun game. Good measuring stick game for the Kansas City Royals. Up and coming. Playing well. Best pitcher for them going. Lugo.
Dog.
They better win this game.
Home dog. Give me the plus. Give it to me.
Feels tricky. Feels like I should be playing Yankees and over.
No Lugo. No Soto. Give me Lugo. White
Soto,
Sox.
give me Lugo.
White Sox. Fetty against Gilbert. Minus 220. Total is 7. How is this game not going over? What is the? I mean, first 5 over. Game over.
A lot of very smart, respected people are on Gilbert's strikeouts under today.
5.5.
Got permission. They got under 6.5 at the crack of dawn. So it might be 5.5 now, wherever you're looking. They said under 6.5. Yes, that's the play. Fetty's a play on, right? Plus a 1.5.
He is only first 5, not for the game. Bullpen. Can't touch it.
Okay. Right.
On the road, Fetty.
Although they did take 2 or 3 from the Red Sox, did they not?
Fetty has a 5.07 ERA on the road.
Not good. That's not good.
First 5 over 3.5. Game over 7. Both bets have made in this game.
Sometimes the perfect thing for an offense, it's not quite going yet, or has a lot of nights where they don't go at all. The White Sox coming into Seattle right now may be a perfect thing for them. Get some runs.
Baltimore at Tampa. Burns Day.
I got the Rays hat. What do you think of that one? That's pretty nice, isn't it?
Home dog. You like Tampa?
Yeah, I do. Again, I'll look at it deeper after the show, but I don't know. First plays were all on the dog. And again, that don't mean nothing. But my lean is home dog. Burns has been great for Baltimore. They don't hit when he pitches.
Fair. That's very, very fair.
Tampa first 5. This one may go to extras. See.
I referenced this on Friday's show. We'll get to it today.
Whoa.
Staten Island mobsters arrested for running a $22 million illegal sports betting ring. The Gambino crime family utilized offshore websites, made predatory loans, and aka loan sharks, to indebted gamblers to get them out. Wide sweeping arrest, Dave, on this with the Staten Island mob going down for this one. Did you read this story yet? Because the story is quite good.
I did. It's going on.
I'll read the story. Among 17 charged are a retired New York City police officer, Frank Falcone Sr. and his son, 41-year-old Frank Falcone Jr.
Junior. There's always a junior involved in these things. There's always a junior.
They took them both. They took Frankie Sr. and Frankie Jr. Both went down. Former cops going down for being involved in this.
I think it's Falcone or Falcone.
I go with Falcone only because I'm Italian, but it could be Falcone.
Hey.
That's fine. The Batman, if you want to use Falcone, that's the Batman villain. So you can go with Falcone if you want. He's the ruler of the underworld in Gotham for Batman. So either one works if you want to use either one. Is in court earlier. They argued that nobody got roughed up on this. Quote,
very nice man.
The so-called victims all love, he said. He's a gentleman. No one was smacked. No one was threatened. No one was hollered at. This kinder, gentler approach marks a departure in the career of a co-defendant who was previously convicted of racketeering, conspiracy, in connection with the murder of a man outside of a strip club in Staten Island.
Yeah, those stories are scary. I've been in places with people and thought, I ain't never saying a crossword to this because I don't know how that would end. Like, I'm not sure. But I read the story before we started, and I was like, how? At this point, how? Like, because they don't adapt, and they don't have to.
Right.
They're picking up, dropping off, and doing whatever else, and there's always new customers coming in. You got to
how?
Customers.
If you want to know how, okay, so they did it. They used an offshore site that took 22.7 million in sports wagers. Over 70 bettors used them from September 22nd to March 23rd. Through a wiretap, investigators learned that one bettor had a quote system that resulted in a profit of some 800,000.
Yeah.
But more than not, the Gambino gamblers would fall into thousands of dollars of debt.
Yep.
They then loan sharked them.
Yep.
Offering them predatory loans to get them out of debt.
Right.
AKA points, AKA juice.
Yeah, they basically offer them credit cards. Like
yes.
Loans, whatever, at a percentage.
At 30% interest or 40% interest.
You don't even have to do that. You could just say 5 because you hope to get paid anything, but the meter never stops running.
Right.
And they pay you the minimum payment for life. It's a
Among
bad part of the business in that regard because it exists, but it's existed since the beginning of time.
It still will exist because you offer credit.
And it's not going anywhere.
No, because credit's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Among the charges, enterprise corruption, promoting gambling, criminal usury, and conspiracy, along with loan sharking charges. They all 17 defendants are scheduled to appear in court in Staten Island on August 13th.
I could say, like, there's cases you read about and you go, am I off that day? Because I want to go sit in the courtroom. Like, I read that and went, my first thought was, do I know any of these people? Like, that was my first. Was Ray Liotta, silent investor? No, but a lot of what we saw in movies and stuff, that's based on real life. I'd like to go and just sit and observe and hear what they're going to do. But why did the guy have to be like, with the Italian last name and then you got Junior in? Did you know any juniors growing up?
Yes, they're from Staten Island. Like, they're from Staten Island. Like, come on.
I mean, like, I didn't know one of the guys that was around my dad and all this. I thought his real name was Junior.
Oh.
Like, I only knew him as, I don't need his, well, he's passed since his last name was Williams. It was like Junior Williams.
Right.
I didn't know he had a first name.
Right.
That's the way he was known. So, I saw it. I went, it's easier to do now with the technology, but the technology a lot of times is what gets you.
Sure. And also 70 guys racking up 22.7 million. How big of players did you have? It was only a 6-month run. 6-month run, 22.7.
September 22 to March
23. March 23.
Oh, I thought it was a year and a half that they did this. I thought it was an 18-month stay. No?
6 month.
Good football season. Holy crap. Now what are they betting? 20 times a game.
Must have been, yeah.
Oh.
So,
those pick-up and drop-offs in those situations are very tough.
On the Jersey Turnpike?
Rest stops, coffee shops. Told you. I got a guy that picked
exit
up
2
off here at Marie Callender's.
That's great.
In Vegas. They met at the story's incredible. It's $500,000 in chips and cash. Do you want a pie? No.
Do you want a pie?
You want a pie too? We'll get you banana cream. He said. The story's unreal.
That's too good. Time for Better to Book. In a book of time, I'm firing on the Royals. Give me the plus on the home dog in Lugo. Money line, Royals, plus 116.
I'll book it. It's not personal, JC from KC, but I'll take it. It feels too easy. It should be. I mean, why isn't he favored? That's it. I know Yankees.
It's the Yankees.
Blah, blah, blah. This game should be pick 'em. So you're probably making a good bet number-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees will win.
Lost 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. No Soto. Lineup's not the same. Lugo's tremendous. Moneyline Royals. First 5 over 3.5. White Sox, Seattle.
Oh, I like this. Bet it. We might get one team to get over this number.
Yeah, I agree. Fetty might get ripped hard, or maybe even see what's his name? Why am I blanking on the pitcher for the
Gilbert?
Gilbert, thank you. He may get crushed too. He's had a couple of rough starts at home.
You said Fetty might get ripped hard. I don't know the way you said it, how you said it, and I just giggled and I went, "We're almost to the end." You said it, not me.
Go. Florida money line.
Absolute bet
tonight.
Absolute bet. I like under too, boys.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to come back to the total with you. I was going to say I'll take under. You betting it or booking it?
Betting it.
I think it's a B squared play. You guys need a Stanley Cup play. We haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
Me and P-Roll agree on
under 3-1
really
final.
Yeah.
I think Oilers are going to be frustrated beyond all belief by the Florida defense. They're not going to let shots get to the net. And when they do, Bobrovsky is seeing everything.
There's no rebounds.
Yep.
There's no rebounds.
And 6 shots for McDavid in game 1 and 0 goals. So, I mean, they're letting him shoot. He's getting shots. He's just not getting high danger chances.
He's so good. But
he's tremendous.
Got to score. So, yeah, I like under.
If the Oilers score first, do they win?
I don't think they have to score first to win, but if they score first, it's much more likely they're going to win. If they don't score first, could be a big trouble again.
I think if they score first, the under is very live. So I think if you're betting the under and not the side, you want Oilers to score first.
I think both teams, they need 3 goals in the first period for this game to go over. It has to be 2-1.
After 1?
Yeah, that'll change the game. If it's 1-0 or even 1-1, I think you're still good towards the under. It could be 0-0. I think they need 3 goals in the first period to go over. They need 3 goals in 1 period minimum. Obviously, the number's 5.5. You got to have 3 and 1. So
all under 4.5.
Wow,
plus 250.
See, that's baiting me. Wow,
took a shot.
Whoa, man, that's a nice payout. But
take a shot if you want. It's there. For you guys who are live with us on YouTube and Twitter, you get bonus time. And you're going to get favorite thing about today. If you guys are watching on Sports Grid or listening on Sirius XM, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. You guys are live. You guys get bonus time.
I have one more bet it or book it for you.
Sure. Fire.
Toronto at Milwaukee.
Could care less. Kidding.
I got Toronto.
Really? Give me Milwaukee. Book it.
Okay. All right. I like Toronto today. Boys.
I can't take them at all. Like, you just can't take them at all.
I don't want to say they got right, but they got a nice little series in Oakland. They've had a pretty good week, and they get Barrios. I think it's Barrios, but he'll pitch well. Toronto will win tonight as a dog. Small plus, but just something to keep an eye on.
Favorite thing about today is what?
One, I had a doctor's appointment this morning and got to talk to the doc about some things, and
we good?
It's good. There's going to be some more tests and things like that, but taking care of yourself. We literally talked about it, and he said, I understand tests are expensive. Insurance is a nightmare, not just for the consumer, but for the doctors too. But he said, why do guys say, well, I haven't been to the doctor in 15 years. And I said, Doc, you should watch the show. I said, we talk about that all the time. I say it all the time. We're idiots as men, especially young men. Oh, I'm good. I don't need to go to the doctor. If something's wrong, go. Worst I can tell you is you're fine.
Yep.
Women are so much better at that than us.
Agreed.
And, so it was just a really good reminder of the things that we're doing here with the show. And, we've had so many people just reach out and send those emails, and knowing that they can do that, I take that as an honor and a privilege that, sometimes Matt and I are your source of, I don't know want to talk to. Yes, you do. Send it. We'll talk about it. We'll email you back. You can text the text line. We're not a service that does it, but we'll help you find people that will. And if you can come here and hang out, you can forget about things. So after all of that, I go to the Westgate and just go to look around, see who might be there hanging out, grab some sheets, grab the football packets with all the games and all the lines for all the things. So I still like the paper because I could take notes and do stuff. I know it's available on the app. They got the whole season, sides and totals for every game of the NFL. Happened to meet a guy getting out in the parking lot.
Happened to.
The construction. Well, I mean, there was no pickup or drop off. I literally just saw him getting out of his car, and he said, "Hey, you want to have breakfast?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "It's on me. We'll go sit down. I got a comp, blah, 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 blah." So he says, "I've been watching you guys on Sports Grid. Show's really good." He gave me a couple ideas for segments. He has a couple further ideas for some different things, which I can't disclose yet. But I was like, okay. And we sat there and talked. And I thanked him after we were done so I could come home and do the show. And he said, and we're in bonus time now.
Yep.
I fucking love the gambling talk. Because I said, thank you for breakfast. We should do that more. And he said, no, thank you. And I fucking love the gambling talk. And I went, nice. You got it. You got me. So I just wanted to say, I hope you guys like the gambling talk. I know me and Matt do, the show, Brigade, BVB. Go fucking Celtics.
Speaking of which, there's a video going around, which I saw, which I can't put on because we don't own it. But I mean, 6-year-old kid decked out in Celtics gear.
What is this kid doing?
Asked Luka to sign something after the game. Hands him a pen. Luka grabs it. He signs it. Luka hands it back. The kid takes it, looks him dead in the face, and goes, "Thank you. Celtics in 4."
What's wrong with you people? All of you.
I was like, that kid is the greatest kid in Boston. My favorite thing about today is that we start them fucking young. We start them young. We don't, when they come out and they have the balls to say it to the best player in the NBA to his face.
Without hesitation.
Celtics in 4.
He said it so matter-of-factly, like he knew what he was doing the whole time. He was going to tell him that the whole time. You do.
Oh, do I have a kid I don't know about? I don't know. He does. He said thank you first, and it was very polite. He said, he signed it. He goes, "Thank you. Celtics in 4."
was like you talking to your TV yesterday, calling the referee, sir. He knew what he was doing.
Oh, that was so fucking good. I was like, man, that kid's going to walk back into elementary school tomorrow, and he is the shit. He's just walking in.
Viral. He'll probably be on the broadcast if they come back to Boston.
True. Absolutely true.
Get that kid on.
What a moment. What an absolute stud of a kid. Just to look right in Luca's face.
Right at him.
Selected 4. And Luca took it. I give Luca credit. Like, he took it. He didn't, like, jaw back or say something, flip it back at the kid. He just went on his business.
I got to give Luca credit in that regard because it ain't easy to play in Boston ever.
No. Although he did see what happened with the Boston, the owner of the Celtics, with Wick Grosbeck. He was jawing with Wick.
And that was Wick? I was just going to say, they were going back. He was going back and forth with a fan. That's the owner of the team?
Because he was asked, he was like, what was said that you thought was over the line with that gentleman who was the owner of the Celtics? And he goes, I don't know who the owner of the Celtics is. It's like, I don't know.
Oh,
he didn't know
okay.
He didn't know who he was yelling at.
Okay.
Luca was yelling at him.
He was yelling at, but I like the back and forth. Like, it's not personal. It's like we're playing.
Right. But it's just funny. You're jawing with the owner who ultimately is like one of your bosses, one of your 30 bosses in the league. You're yelling at the owner. And he's like, oh, I don't know who the Celtics owner is.
Do you think guys on teams know the owners of the other teams? They have no idea.
Generally speaking, you have a pretty good idea.
Hell no.
Generally speaking.
They don't even know who they're playing next week.
Yeah. And Luca is just he's not from here. So, he's not an American.
No idea.
He had no clue. Everybody in the press room was like, oh, he didn't know who Wick Grosbeck was. It's awesome. Good show, guys. Thanks for being here. We appreciate every one of you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe button. We are back on a Tuesday. Hope to see you all back. For Dave, Matt back tomorrow. Or B.